Good evening, everyone. How are we tonight? Doing well, I hope. So we are on the multiplayer server that I set up. Not a whole lot has been done. I've put some machinery on the farm, although I wish the, what is it, 113, I think, had come out before I set the farm up. I wouldn't have grabbed this guy, maybe. I don't know. Some of the roads on this map are pretty narrow to get in and out of the farm. That's why I went with just the smaller single axle grain cart, for example. We got some medium sized tractors. Hello, Peter. You know, you can jump on and play if you want, Peter, rather than just watching. Da, 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 da. Got the beautiful green Massey. Got the smaller Massey with our front end loader gear on it. And if I can maneuver my way through there, our beautiful Peterbilt cab over truck. And that's pretty much what you see is what we're starting with. As far as fields, we just have a couple of small ones right around the farm. We have 2, 3, and 4. That's all we own at this point in time. So we have the farm here, and then one of the sale points is actually right there, just outside the farm. But this corner by the sale point to get down to our farm track, which is right down here by these trees between field 4 and the trees, that's a very tight corner. The trailer we have here is just a hair long for doing that. So in this first episode, Peter, are you a console player? Is that why you can't join? I never remember who plays console and who doesn't. All right, but if we look at our field status, we are at the cultivated stage. All 3 fields have been plowed, and then rock picked, which with the rock picker we have also did the cultivating. As you can see, some fields like 11 and 5 are in strange states where they're, I don't know what that's, a lot of fields. My guess is because it's taking a minute to update from, well, no, interesting. They actually are partially harvested. I've never seen that before. Huh. Did you use the download link on my Discord, Peter? There should be a mods download link for the versions of the mods that I'm using, and that will let you join in. I recommend something like using the SGA mod switcher to keep mods for every map separate. I do that for every single map that I play. They're kept in a separate folder. So potentially, um, we could move on here. I don't know why those are all turned off. Give that a minute to update. There we go. $10.50 and 8RX. 8RX would be a little big for the stuff we have right now, but maybe, you know, if we were to buy Field 11 in the future or something, or 18, 19, you know, any of these bigger fields. Boy, 27 sure is tucked out of the way, isn't it? So anyway, as I was saying, I got distracted talking to Peter, sorry. Um, our fields are, 2 of them are partially fertilized, and the third one is just a raw basic field. Um, Why are you editing your mods, Peter? Ah, Richard, you're funny. I ain't doing triples on this map. I don't have that mod installed anyway. Because, as I was saying, the corner is too tight to get around, really, with the single trailer that I have. I have to go in the grass. But, yeah, what do we want to put into our fields is the question I'm going to pose to you guys. For now, it's going to need to be like a cereal crop or soybeans or something. Nothing with the planter. It all has to come out of the seeder. Because, as you can see, I've only got 269,800, so call it 270. And I don't think I've installed the mod yet for the harvester I want to get. No, I have not. I knew I was forgetting something. I should have done that, but cannabis. Yeah, okay, Richard. You're a funny guy. Where the heck are Nick and Scorp and Legacy? They're not going to want to miss tonight's stream. And Greg. So, I mean, you can see the field is pretty small, 4. And if 2 and 3 aren't much bigger, 2 being the largest that we currently own. Actually, I can... So, yeah. 4 comes with the farmland plot. So, while you guys are voting... Well, we should also maybe look at the calendar, huh? See what we can plant. We can plant wheat, barley, canola, and oats at the moment. So basically just the 4 cereal crops. No, you didn't listen, Richard. I said none of the things coming out of the planter. We will not be doing sugar beet. In fact, field 3 was already sugar beet when I set everything up and I plowed it under. Oh, you know what? Since the cedar... I wouldn't mind doing oats. Since the cedar is John Deere, we'll grab the John Deere. And drop that off. What's cheating, Peter? Plowing it under as a cover crop? That's not cheating. That is using your resources wisely. Hey, don't put me in the truck. Silly game. So we don't have any seed, and I don't believe there is a place on the map to go and buy seed. And I'm going to cut right through here. I don't know what you're talking about, Peter. I'm not cheating. Incorrect. I did not cheat in any extra money. We started with the 1.5 million for this game mode, and that is it. Marlon, you need to get a PC so you can jump on here too, man. I can't wait. Yeah, the farm manager mode seems like most maps start you with 1.5 mil. Nope, no starting machinery, no buildings. I had to put in the house, buy the land, and then buy this equipment. Oh, how I wish I could edit that sign to say Phillips 66 like it should. I did not cheat in money, Peter. What is with you tonight? Oop. So that's $9.50 for $10.50. I don't remember which is the better deal. That's 800 for 1,000. This is the better deal. Where the heck did it spawn it at? Am I blind? I don't remember where the spawn point is for this map, but because I haven't had time to get back on it. There we go. It's on the other side of the building. Get back on it since setting it up. Nope, there won't be any 82 Studios multi-fruit silo on this map. Nope, not on this kind of playthrough. I will eventually at some point put in one of the refillable seed silos though. Dum dum dum. I want lime. Not lime, fertilizer. Jeez. Brain, do you work? No, I didn't think so. Oh, don't tell me this is liquid fertilizer. It is, isn't it? There, I used F12. Are you happy? It took a screenshot for Steam. F11, on the other hand, does that, but I'm not using it. Oh, airhead moment here. And I knew that this used... I was looking at something else earlier that used solid, but I knew that this one used liquid. Oh well. That's what I get for playing the game on one of my solo plays earlier. No, Peter, I blame myself for that one. I was playing one of my personal maps, personal game saves earlier, and I was looking at a different seeder. One that took solid fertilizer. So that's what I had on the brain. So I've seen oats and wheat so far. I'm thinking maybe oats in the small field, or no, wheat in the small field, oats in the middle field, and canola in the big field. What do you guys think of that plan? Well, that's the thing there. We don't really know what the prices are going to be when they're good, because this is our first season through. Wipe out the mailbox, or dodge it. Another Nick, hello. What are never good? I don't base it on prices at harvest time. I play a full season and look at best price then. And not a full season, a full game year, because I've noticed that it's not really accurate at first. That's not what I wanted. I'm guessing I didn't set my controls. Uh-oh. That's okay. This field's small enough, we don't care. And I will have to set my controls for GPS at some point here, because I don't use their default key assignments. I do, Richard. It's what I'm using to raise and lower my implements at the moment. And also to adjust my view with the joystick. I don't think so. Crop types. Calendar. Wheat, barley, canola, oat, corn, sunflower, soybeans, potatoes, sugar beet, sugar cane, cotton, sorghum, grapes, olives, poplar grass, and oilseed radish. So just the same old blando. What's that, Richard? Oh, the side panel? Yeah. Yeah. Stupidity on Giant's part. We're going to just disable it because Sony says so. That's cool, Peter. Thank you. Seriously, though, where's the rest of the regulars at? I have a surprise for everybody. They want to be here for this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. Yes, I know I'm live because I'm the one who's live. All right, there. I told them they needed to get their butts on here because at about quarter after I have a surprise coming. Surprises are good most of the time, right? So this is a multiplayer server. It is up all of the time. If you want to play on it, just abide by a couple of simple rules. Don't break anything. Don't cause problems. No logging. No strapping pallets on trailers until Giants fixes that bug. And follow the crop planner, which I will be doing a how-to video on the crop planner soon. I don't know, Richard. Do you dare ask? Scorp, you could have stayed playing with the kids, man. You could have just stopped in for a few minutes at that time to see the surprise. Playing with the children is important. Dang, this is like the perfect width here almost. Is it gonna be perfect? We're gonna find out. No. Well, Peter, there's no real parking for anything designated out right now because there's no barns or anything. So, I mean... The row of shame, yeah. The row of... I didn't plow my field to be the right size for my planter. Hey, reverse. Wait, what? Scorp's making everybody tacos? On the Barbie? I'm confused now. Boop. Hello, Legacy. Well, that's 2 out of 4. Alright, so we just need Nick and Greg now. I know Greg at least will love the surprise. Nick probably doesn't care. Because, you know, he's Nick. He's Nick. He's Nick. What's in his head? He's Nick. He's Nick. Is he brain dead? Interesting. I'm confused. Do I have to unfold it before it'll let me change seed type? Oh, I have to turn it off. I didn't know it was still on. Jeez, oh Pete's. That's funny. We did agree on oats, right? Yeah. Whoops. The surprise is not triples. Sorry, Kyle. Forget that nasty coleslaw, and not because it has jalapenos in it, but because it's coleslaw. Yuck. But you can give me some jalapenos, just, raw or put on the grill for about 2 minutes on each side. And I'll dice them up and put them in my mac and cheese. Why did that not lower for me? I think my side panel's flaking out. I'm pushing buttons and it's not doing anything. That is very, very, very frustrating. Try again. Lower. Nick! Alright, we got 3/4 of the pings. Now we're just waiting on Greg. If everybody shows up, I'll do it early. Aren't you funny, Scorp? Aren't you funny? I'll feed them fish pardon me, fish tacos to the dog. And not my dog either, to your dog. Isn't it a little late at night to be working still there, Nick? I expected you would have been a daytime guy. I don't know what you're talking about, Legacy. I read your messages all the time. Except for, the inappropriate ones. I see darn well what you said. Oof. That sounds rough, Nick. Food safety. Tip number 1. Do not eat gas station sushi. He means like walleye in a taco shell, not the good kind of fish taco. Oops, I missed a spot. Alright, dumb question, considering this is something I should know. Is it possible to turn off the seed usage as a player? Or am I going to have to empty and then just refill my seed? Ah. Alright, children. Oh, I cannot drive right now. Sorry, I meant the fertilizer off in the seeder, Peter. So that it's only putting out seeds and not adding the fertilizer. Because the other field is fully fertilized. Yeah, I can drive just fine when I'm not reading chat, Nick. Remember, kids, don't text and drive. Even in your video game. Because you'll be tormented about it daily by the Stegminator in your live stream chat. I was just wondering, Legacy, because of the fact that the AI workers, you can turn it off for them. For course play and whatnot, anyway. Well, there's an easier way to do it. Just empty the fertilizer out. How'd you like that pivot? Till I ran up on the drawbar at the end, it was great. It was filled for the other two fields, Legacy, that needed the fertilizer. If I'd been thinking ahead, I would have done the field that didn't need it first. But I wasn't thinking ahead. I was just shotgunning and getting it done. It will place more fertilizer, Richard. Now, if we had precision farming going, then it wouldn't matter because it wouldn't apply the fertilizer. But because we don't have precision farming yet, it will always apply fertilizer, and it will always apply the same amount of fertilizer. No, there's no deactivation for fertilizer. Thanks, Peter. But I'm not going to add a whole lot of mods to multiplayer. It does eventually start to cause problems. Well, I'm on PC, Nick, so that's all good. I suppose I could just put it on a courseplay worker for that last field. Nah. I'm enjoying driving the tractor right now. And what would I do if I put it on a courseplay worker? Twiddle my thumbs? Pick my nose? This server is not crossplay. This is my server, which is PC only. The Mr. Sealy P one is crossplay. That was last night. Alright. As soon as I get to this end of this row, we will do the surprise. For about another hour and 15 minutes or so. But give me just a minute and we'll be doing the surprise. And then if you gotta go, you gotta go. I understand. Work is important because that's how we survive so that we can have our special hobby time, right? Okay, put this on pause. Tab over here. And voila. We have Doggo Cam. And of course, you know, they're both sleeping at the moment. But we now have Doggo Cam. They're not dead. Alexander, what's that got? Huh? What is that? Is that a tire? Yawn. So, yes, we have Doggo Cam now. Are you a good boy, Alexander? Are you going to show off and preen for your fans? What about being mush? When it comes to my dogs, I'm a big mushy goofball, that's true. Alexander, you're so funny. Alright, Scorp. Enjoy that. And you guys can thank the people who've donated so far to the GoFundMe, because I was able to afford that camera through the 2 donations received so far from the GoFundMe. And I screwed up and I put the oats in that field instead of the... I was only half paying attention. Oops. Oh well. Have a good night, Peter. It's in the announcements channel, Nick. Oh, and of course it put the IBCs, or IBC closest. Go away. No you don't. Get over there. Well, you kind of missed the grand entrance of the doggo cam there, Greg, but you can see it at least. Huh. It won't do it if it's upside down. I didn't know that. Learn something new every day. Boop. Hello, house. Oop, too much turn. Does anyone else ever feel like the braking force in FS22 is ridiculously low on everything? I am seriously tempted to go into the main settings and turn the sensitivity up on my brake pedal. I also noticed that they accidentally have the dead zone set to be called sensitivity in there also. So it says sensitivity, sensitivity, rather than dead zone sensitivity. Yeah, I'm gonna almost certainly go into the main settings and turn up the sensitivity on the brake just so that it applies it more for the same amount of push. Because why not, right? This is ridiculous sometimes. Especially driving like a fully loaded semi when it takes a mile to stop from 60 mile an hour. I don't think so. The server info is in the announcements channel, I believe, on my Discord. I'll be making a dedicated server info channel at some point. Well, a whole category for the dedicated server. But for now, it's just in the announcements. I think that's the channel it's in. Well, yeah, because it was an announcement, Nick, that it was up and available. You know, if anybody actually ever paid attention to said announcements. So apparently I tired the boys out today pretty good, since they aren't staying awake. Nick, you're too much work, man. You know who else is too much work? Legacy. He's always too much work. Or maybe he's always doing too much work in that stupid blender thing. I don't know. It sounds painful to have your balls deep in a blender. Ew, Nick, I don't swing that way. Oh, stop me yawning already. But I have noticed that I do get quite a lot more tired now that I've quit drinking Coke. Really, any caffeine. I have a little bit of tea once in a while, but for the most part, I don't have any caffeine now. Because I don't drink. I hooked the tree while I was adjusting the camera. Damn it. Barely hooked the tree at that. I don't drink coffee, so Coke was basically my only source of caffeine other than the occasional tea. They are not my commercials, they are Scorp's commercials. I need to stop before I swing the camera around like that. I made myself unable to drive a straight line to save my life. But yeah, I quit drinking Coca-Cola about 2 weeks ago now, and since then I've had 2 cans. One was crap, I really need caffeine right now to make it through this morning at work. And the other one was a whiskey and Coke, which is the only way I'll drink Coke going forward. Because I'm trying to lose weight. I don't like being fat. And I'm fat. So cutting out all the sugar from Coke will be a start. I'm also eating less at each meal. I'm trying to eat healthier snacks rather than potato chips or something. Yeah, I wish I could, Tintin. But see, I have this problem. My girlfriend won't do this with me. And so she's going to cook whatever she's going to cook. And it will never comply to any diet. And it irritates me. It's the one thing that I don't like about her. Is that she complains about being fat, but then never does anything about it. Urgh. If you don't change your habits and your lifestyle, you aren't going to have a different result. I love raw carrots. Raw baby carrots is one of my favorite snacks. The dogs like them too. So I can share. Yeah, it does, Tintin, because otherwise I wouldn't eat at all. I don't have the time on weekdays to cook. All I do is work and sleep and play video games for you guys. Hello, Kyle. And right there's the problem. She likes to cook a lot of starch. Lots of pasta, which is really good though, unfortunately. We eat a lot of potatoes. And yes, I'm familiar with the keto diet. I wanted to try it before. Eat lots of meat and eggs and whatnot. I love eggs. I love eggs all sorts of different ways. Fried, scrambled. Except for Eggs Benedict. Do not give me Eggs Benedict. Blech. Oh, and I love omelets. I make a beautiful all-meat omelet, sausage, bacon, ham, um, with cheese and cheddar cheese specifically. And, yeah, delicious. Hash browns in it sometimes. Yes, tomorrow night I will do the triple trailers. I actually did trailers last night. Not the long ones, but I did some shorter ones. But I think you missed it because you left. You might want to go back and watch it. It was funny. We had a lot of fun doing it, didn't we, 1010? Unfortunately, work sucks us all. Sucks us all away from what we would prefer to be doing. Yeah, you can always go back and watch it when you have time, sir. That's the beauty of the YouTubes. That's pretty much how I cook mine, Greg, except for I don't eat onions. I can't stand onions. that hairpin racetrack corner, that was crazy. Dude, don't walk across. I'm gonna run you over with my cedar. So, if you guys start playing on this server with me in the multiplayer here, we'll be able to do some things like get the go-karts out and do some go-kart racing and stuff. You know, just fun goofing around stuff. Oh, any onion's too much for me, Greg. Sweet, Greg. That's awesome. Let's pull over right here and see what else we have to do for jobs. Are there any... Come on, scroll. Contracts. Lots of contracts. Oh, boy. Harvesting contracts, even. Ew, potatoes. Cotton could be fun. Ew, potatoes. I am so not interested in harvesting potatoes. Did you have loose hash browns, Greg, or hash brown patties? Because I personally will eat both, but I prefer loose. Supply 2,200 liters of bread to the campsite before time expires. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I put loose hash browns inside my omelets. Is what I put in there. I don't put chopped up patties in there. I fry them up in olive oil, the loose hash browns, and in a skillet, and then I set them aside with a lid on it to keep them warm, and then I start on the omelet. And I don't use an omelet pan. I do my omelets with a little paper plate trick. I cook them in a non-stick skillet and then flip the skillet up sideways, sliding the omelet out onto the paper plate. The skillet goes all the way over, back down on top, and then flip back over, holding the paper plate to the bottom of the skillet. And voila, you have flipped your hash brown egg, and then you start filling it with your fillings, and then fold it back over closed in half, and you're done. Farm Productions, you mean the new ones by Omatana? Because not yet. Yeah, I watched Mr. Sealy P talking about it on his Calmsden. Sounded like something I would enjoy. Go around the mailbox. Ooh, the cedar is a rockin'. Oh, you can't take away my cheddar cheese. I buy it in bulk, pre-shredded. That's how much of a cheese fanatic I am. But then I split it up into small baggies and freeze it. One very important mod, though. I need to check. I'm pretty sure I installed it, but let's double check. Settings, scroll all the way down. Or was it the tractor settings? Yes. Maintenance and repair cost. I have them all set to 25% all the way down. I buy it in 3-pound, I think it is, bags, Greg. I mean, I could have if I wanted, Richard, but I don't drink chocolate milk. I drink strawberry milk, actually. All right, so what do we have again, contract-wise? I would love to do these supply transport contracts. The one I'm using is better because it affects paint cost also. Harvesting. Of course, it's the potatoes that are really expensive and worth the money. But they better be because they're potatoes. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's borrow the items here. And what field was that on? Field 11. Field 11 is where? Right above our farm. That's what I thought. Alright, get our beacons going. Turn signal on. Because we are about to take over the road. Oh! And we splattered a dude. But to be fair, he walked into the back end of a turning combine. Sink incoming. Great! Uh-oh. Do you guys see what I see on the little doggy camera there? Look at that proud sir. Yes, you're a proud, handsome boy, aren't you? Rawr. Rawr. Are you trying to tell me you gotta go? You are? Yeah. Now you guys can see the face that I get when he's gotta go outside. Oh, you see how he jerked his head when I said the O word? He's like, alright, Dad, let's go. Come on, man. Ah, get... Uh-oh. Now the cord's tangled and stuck and won't sit back down right. Hello, Nick. Shoot, is my push to talk not on? It is. Hello? Uh-oh. I know what's wrong. I think. Maybe. But push to talk is not working at the moment, at least. Uh-oh, he has jumped off the bed. That means he's really gotta go. He waited too long to wake up and tell me. So as soon as I get down to the field entrance, I'll have to, yeah, go to an intermission. Yeah, but on that, well, you know what? Let's put it on just always on. Hello, Nick. Can you hear me through the game? Interesting. Well, I was... Hold on. Is it this harvester?
Hey.
Hello. So when I'm in the harvester, it doesn't work. Interesting. This, this cotton harvester is broken. It does not work. The voice does not work while I'm inside the harvester. Or at least it doesn't tell me it's working.
I don't even know what I have my push to talk on here.
Push to talk is set to the period key by default, I believe.
Yeah, I'm so used to using Discord that it's not the same button.
Okay, but I do hear you and you can hear me in the harvester, so it's just not showing on the screen. That's beautiful.
Yep, I can hear you. I'm just used to using Discord, not the in-game chat.
And you don't sound anything like I expected you to.
What does that mean?
Well, I mean, you're from Minnesota, so I expected you to sound more like the other two guys I know from Minnesota.
Oh, I have that accent, don't worry. I also have family all over in the south, so you kind of get that blended in too.
Alexander, what are you eating? Do I even want to know? It was green and crunchy and hard. Where did you get it from and what are you eating? I am scared now. There are things in this room that will kill you if you eat them, dog. He does not seem concerned at all. But I'm concerned.
Why are they JCB?
Because that's what was provided by the contract. It's alright, if you want, you can drive the harvester since I have to go on intermission and take the poochers out.
You got manual attach?
I do, yes. Alright, I shall return momentarily.
You guys alive over there in chat? Or no?
have returned. A little bit low on whose voice there, Richard? On Nick's?
I think he's saying mine.
In the settings, do you have your voice recording volume at 100?
Yeah, everything's set at 100.
If you can, try turning that up to 120.
Give me 1 second. I'll almost do you, so.
Yep. Nice. Alexander's giving you guys a good view of his rear end.
Is that better?
Sounds better to me, yeah.
I can also turn up my volume on my headset for my mic.
Whatever works.
Greg, you getting in here, or is you still downloading over there?
Looks like he was doing some stuff on Discord, getting that set up for me. I didn't even realize he had permission to do that anywhere.
That must mean we all have permission to do it then for you.
Yeah, everybody that has access to the round table anyway. I actually already have a multiplayer area, it's just hidden from the general public.
Yeah, I'm in that right now. That's where I thought I would find all the server info.
Ah, yes. Looks like Greg's still downloading. Oh, Alexander, you're almost sitting in the perfect spot. If I can... There we go. Yeah. You're a good boy, aren't you? Hold on, lift your head up. I don't know how well you guys can see his vest that he's wearing, but it's almost a Mr. Sealy P green. If I knew what size Farm Dog was, I'd go on the UK version of Amazon, because my account will work there, and I'd get his address from him and send him a vest for Farm Dog. A Mr. Sealy P green vest. Now, you guys don't believe me that I roughhouse with him while driving all the time, and that's part of my driving problems, but now you can actually see it.
I'm assuming this is low yield, isn't it?
I'm guessing so, yeah, because it was a AI field at the start of the game. Cowboy, anyone who's a member of my Discord can play. As long as you're respectful and don't cause problems. Basically, if you become a problem on the multiplayer server, you get booted from it and my Discord. Because
How am I allowed on your Discord then?
What's that?
How am I allowed?
Because you don't make a real problem, you just joke around. Let's do some in-cab. Wow, that was some nice lag jumping into the in-cab. Somebody want to do exclamation Discord in the chat? Yes, and it's PC only. That's right. Is that dog real? Alexander, are you real, puppy? Are you real? Huh?
Nope, a dead doggy.
No, he's not. He's my good boy.
Until you start yelling at him.
Oh, even when I yell at him, he's still my good boy. He knows how to make my heart melt. Like he's giving me that face right now. With his ears pinned back. Like, what did I do, Dad? Why you talk about me like that? Richard, you're funny. Windows 95.
Windows 95. Holy crap.
Alexander, go get your tire. Go get your tire. No, not Cash's tire. No, get your tire. Get your tire. The one, you know, the one that you left over there in the back corner. There you go. Good boy. Oh, I'm sorry, Cash. Did he step on you? Yes. All right. Easy now, Cash. Yep, Cash doesn't like it sometimes when Alexander and I play. All right, Alexander, let go. Let go. Good boy.
They're going to wake up the missus.
No, she's downstairs at the far end of the house. And she has a couple of white noise devices anyways, so. Windows 3.1. Wow, Greg. Cowboy, I don't call you Cash because my dog's name is Cash. Well, specifically, my girlfriend's dog, and his name is actually Johnny Cash. But we just call him Cash. Or Cash Mandu. Or Casharooski. Or sometimes when I'm feeling really mean, little rude punk dog. Oh, dang. Let's see if I'm driving all over the place, but let's see if I can get Alexander's face in there. Nope, he's not doing it anymore. I said, or punk dog, and he gave me a face like, how dare you be mean to him? That's my job. You dropped your tire, sir. Yep. I'm sure I don't even want to know how bad this looks behind me now after roughhousing with the dog and everything. Cleaning the chicken pens. That does not sound like something I would want to be doing right now. I did enough of that growing up. We always had chickens and sometimes ducks as well. It's borrowed machinery, Greg. It doesn't have GPS.
Mine does.
Oh, actually, mine does too. I didn't even notice. It was borrowed with GPS? That's crazy.
I don't think I've ever had one not have GPS on it now.
That must be new in 22. I haven't really borrowed equipment to speak of in 22, so that's cool, I guess. Too bad I don't have all my keys assigned for GPS because I don't use the defaults.
I guess I would clean chicken pens over cleaning cow stalls.
I think, at least from my limited experience, the horses were worse than the cows. Because the horses, you had to watch out for being kicked and bit and slammed into the stall wall and stuff.
See, all the horses I dealt with were in the pasture, so yeah, if we cleaned their stalls, it was while they were out.
Gotcha. Good point, Greg. That might be something in the map that causes
Actually,
it to...
no, it's not. I've leased equipment on like Elk Mound, and you get the GPS on it.
Okay. Unless it's in a lot of maps or something, I don't know. But I don't remember getting GPS on Elm Creek on borrowed equipment.
I think it deals with the actual mod now.
I'm missing a row, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
Oh well. So how many bales have I dropped so far? Because I'm about to drop another one.
None. 0.
Really?
Yep, really.
Okay, this was extremely low yield then. It should be spitting out the first bale then.
Drop it.
Oof. Alexander, please don't bash your head into the bottom of the desk.
This thing says it holds 3, but I don't know how that's possible.
I don't know, drive up here on my left where I can see you. A little bit further. Good question. That only looks like it's gonna hold 2 to me, unless the front one, the third one, like overhangs on the front over the tongue.
Or maybe it overhangs on the back a little, because there is a little room in the front.
I am definitely not fast farming, Richard. I am only going 6 miles an hour. Nothing on here has been edited. It's all as downloaded from ModHub. Well, and
he doesn't have the real speed thingy either.
Right. Except for the Peterbilt, which of course did not come from the ModHub. That came direct from the author via their site. I don't remember if it was Facebook or Itch, but one of the two.
Expendables?
I don't remember whose Peterbilt that is, honestly. I'd have to open it up and look. Well, of course
Yep,
Nick's
because it
going
will
fast. He's
say,
got a JCB.
yeah, the piece of shit, the piece of crap tractor.
This isn't a politically correct channel. You can say it the way you said it originally. I just try to avoid dropping F-bombs all the time.
I found out something interesting.
What's that?
You can't get in trouble even as a monetized channel for swearing.
Yeah, I knew that.
They just don't want you to swear in the first minute.
Yep. And it can't be a made-for-kids video.
I always thought it was meant to be for like everyone no matter what, unlike Twitch, where Twitch it doesn't really matter.
You might as well just park up at the end of the field, because I'm only 25% of the way through another bale right now.
Oh, I know. Driving's giving me something to do.
Yeah, I like John Deere too, Cowboy. That's why one of my tractors is a John Deere, and my seeder is a John Deere.
I like Case.
Yes, we know you're strange, Nick, but that's okay.
I like Cases, and then I like, I can't remember the other one off the top of my head now. Steyrs.
I can't say as I really have an opinion one way or the other on a Steyr, because I've never actually seen one in real life. And I don't mind Case as long as it's pre-1980, I think it was 1986 Case. But then again, I like older tractors in general, so regardless of brand.
That 1980s before they became part of IH, right?
The IH merger is when I started to get irritated. Not because I dislike IH, but because I dislike where everything was going with the merger and the changes in management and everything.
Question, how do I put my tractor in park?
What do you mean?
It's in, like, parking brake. I can't move.
You can't move? Or you
Yeah,
don't want
no,
to?
No, well, it's on park. I can't move.
Hold on. That'll be Control C. Got the controls in here? No. If you look in your controls for a vehicle control add-on section, it will have the parking brake in there, I believe. Actually, it might also be enhanced vehicle, because I have both mods installed. I didn't have them turned on for, one of them is Richard. The smaller of the JCBs is all-wheel steering, base game.
Got it.
Okay, I was looking, but
That would be a problem if we were in Discord.
what key is it?
It's the semicolon key, and that's what I use for push to talk in Discord.
Nice. No, Cowboy, this is a PC-only server.
In all honesty, I like the Challengers, but those aren't made anymore.
No. If I want yellow, I'll be going Minneapolis Moline with my vintage mods.
Oh yeah. That tractor hasn't been around for a long time.
Well, yeah, I mean, they got folded into International Harvester, so now they're part of Case, technically.
Yep, I know, but it's just been a long time since I've heard of or seen a Minneapolis.
Really? I see them all the time. There's a lot of farms around
Dude,
here that still have them in operational condition.
I don't, and I live in the state that they were made in.
Which is just sad.
It's a lot of, it's honestly a lot of John Deere and Kubota and International Harvesters.
Which, in my opinion, Kubotas are trash for a farm tractor. They're a good utility tractor, but they are not a good farm tractor.
I don't think they're technically using them as a farm tractor. I think they're using them as their utility tractors, and then they're using their John Deeres for everything else.
Gotcha. I'd rather just have a small John Deere if I'm going to have a bunch of other John Deeres. But
Price, man, price.
yeah, but also warranty and trade-in value. Not that they really have the trade-in value that they used to with all the right to repair stuff going on.
Well, not just that. It's price. Kubotas aren't that bad of a tractor. They do last. My buddy has a Kubota for like over 20 years now.
If you scroll through, I'm not sure where I put it, honestly, if on my Discord, if I even did. I would think so, but I posted it somewhere. I know on FSG's Discord in the Real Life Farming channel, Marty T, he's in New Zealand. He just fixed up a like 40-year-old Kubota that he rescued. It was abandoned.
Nice. Welcome back, Greg. Hey, John Deere. Never heard of that one, Richard.
You've never heard of More Power? Jeremy
Oh,
Clarkson.
I read that wrong.
Jeremy Clarkson reminds me of Tim the Toolman Taylor.
That makes sense. I completely read that wrong.
That's funny.
You know, the other day on my way home from the cities, I saw a tractor that you would love, and I can't remember exactly what it was. It's a vintage tractor that somebody's trying to get rid of.
Interesting. Probably a Farmall because there's so many of them. There were more Farmall H series tractors made than any other tractor to date, because they were made for like 40 years, and there were thousands made every year. I mean, they were shipped overseas and everything. And there's like 7 of them for sale here in Michigan right now that I see on Facebook Marketplace all the time. There's a half dozen or so over in Wisconsin. So I assume that you've probably got plenty of them there in Minnesota too.
You know what? It might be a vintage international.
Well, Farmall is international. It was the International Harvester Farmall line.
Yeah, it might be that one.
Maybe over there, Greg, but here in the States, we didn't have very many of the gray Massies. Lots of the yellow and, of course, the more modern red color as well. Somebody had a 185 Massey Ferguson 185 with cab on Facebook Marketplace, and I was shocked that it sold. They had it listed for 12 grand, and it sold. While these beautiful farmalls, yes, no cab to them, but still beautiful tractors, aren't selling for 1,500. I don't understand it.
Okay, I'm busy looking. You dropped one.
I dropped it, or it's sitting on the back end.
Looks like it's on your back end.
I wasn't even paying attention, so should be dropped now. Nice. Overturn that a little bit. Okay, brakes, come on. Goodness. Now here's the real kicker. I don't even know if this is actually going to work, because the center of the field has no crop in it. So I don't know if we're going to get enough off of this. I would hope so. It's got to be looking at how much crop is actually on the field before you start the contract to make that determination. I would hope. You know, with modern GPS and everything, and cruise control and everything, I understand why so many farmers just sit there and watch videos on their phone all day while, quote, farming. Just kick the GPS on, kick the cruise control on, and just let it ride while you watch videos on your phone. I probably don't get a whole lot of console people following me, Cowboy, because console players don't often watch PC players a lot, because they don't want to know what they're missing, is what I've been told. So they tend to watch people like Mr. Steely P, who play only on console. Or being a YouTuber like Kate's Ag, or Laura Farms.
So it's either a Ford or a Farmall.
A Ford would typically be gray, whereas the Farmall would be red.
I just saw a few red Ford ones.
Huh. Typically they're gray with red fenders. Not all red. At least the ones I'm thinking of, the 8N and 9N.
What was the new harvester that we got in game this year?
New harvester? I don't remember.
That's basically on all new farmer modes.
I don't remember the agroliner.
Top liner.
Top liner, yeah. I was close. Yeah, Greg, blue for newer Fords, but if you get the really old ones, the early number N series, the 7N, 8N, 9N, they were gray. And later on, Ford went to blue. So did you finish your work there, Nick, or are you just playing hooky for a little while? See you later, cowboy.
See, Greg, there's one of those that's gray that looks like it's never been used and like it's super old, just over by me, sitting in the middle of a field.
And you're sure it's a top liner? Because I didn't think we'd been importing the Deutzes that long.
Yep, I was like, oh, that's a top liner. Interesting.
Hmm.
So, how do you think us Minnesotans talk?
With a typical Midwestern accent, slightly different from mine.
Surprised you didn't catch it there.
Sorry, I'm kind of focused on driving and trying to stay awake. Why? What did I miss catching?
I totally gave you the true accent.
It didn't sound any different to me than how you've been talking.
How do you say my state?
How do I say your state? Minnesota.
With the T, right?
Yeah.
So it's not Minnesota?
Oh, you're saying it like a D.
We all do.
That's funny. I don't know if you know who Junkyard Mook is, but I watch her sometimes. Her and her boyfriend, Junkyard Diggs. They revive old cars, save them from all kinds of crazy places. She's from Minnesota. He's from Iowa, she's from Minnesota.
As much as I love cars, I can't get into that kind of stuff. Like, I've even tried to watch it on TV and all their car shows. I can't get into them.
See, I can't do any of them that are on TV, and I can't do a lot of them that are on YouTube either, but these guys I can, because they're just goofing around in a garage and having fun and talking to the camera and each other and their friends that stop by. They're like an everyday Joe, and they show you how an everyday Joe can save an old vintage car, basically. and that's why I like watching them.
Nice. I helped one of my childhood friends' dad restore a Corvette, the 1980 Corvette, I believe it was.
Cool.
Those older cars are much easier to work on than these brand new cars like my truck that I got.
In some ways. In other ways, there is more difficulty. More in that we just don't know the technology anymore. You know, it used to be that every guy could wrench on his own car, or almost every guy could wrench on his own car because they knew how they worked. I didn't know any of this crap before I started watching these guys.
You should see the battery to my truck. There's a bunch of things attached to it that I've never seen attached to a battery.
I'm scared.
Yeah, I was too. I was like, yep, nope, you're going to the dealership. I'm not going to replace you.
What kind of truck?
Chevy Silverado.
What year?
(2018).
Okay. Yeah.
Like, it had a circuit board on top of it. I was like, what the hell?
Seriously? On top of the
Yeah.
battery?
Yeah, so the battery is in there, and then on top of that, the wires connect to the battery, and then the wires connect to this circuit board, and then it goes off from there.
That is strange. I mean, all of them have a circuit board. It's just usually hidden away in a plastic box somewhere.
Drop.
That's okay. I drive a
Can I
Chevy
steal that
also.
right off of you?
What's that?
They're not dropping it, so I was going to steal it.
I drive a Chevy also, a 2017 Cruze, and my battery is underneath my back seat.
Okay, I lost you. I didn't hear what you said.
I drive a 2017 Chevy Cruze, and my battery is underneath my back seat. Cash, did you poop in my house? I smell butt. Did you poop in my house? Or did one of you boys... Alexander, did you fart? Oh, you farted, didn't you, stinky boy? Goodness. I'm like sitting here driving and all of a sudden, what is that smell? Damn dog. Oy.
Anyone alive in chat there?
Richard was talking about car shows he watches. Hello, Jonathan. Jonathan says that his battery in a Chevy HHR was, well, I shouldn't say his battery, but the battery in a Chevy HHR is under the trunk in the spare tire well.
Why? What's the point?
And one of them tiny little ones, so it's pretty worthless as well. Yeah, right?
Like what's the point? Like, it's not any better insulated. It's better insulated up by the engine because the engine gets warm.
I'll show you some pictures as to why they have started putting them elsewhere, especially in cars. It's related to accidents. Actually, I suppose I could just tell it as a story and share the pictures later on Discord. So in 2013, I was rear-ended on the expressway when all the traffic in front of me slammed on their brakes, so I did too. The chick behind me was too busy paying attention to her cell phone, and she hit me at almost full speed, slammed me into the car in front of me, and then went up underneath the back end of my car. It did a whopping $5,000, I think, damage to the car I was driving, which was a 2006 Chevy Impala, which Impalas are built like tanks. It basically just screwed up both bumpers and the muffler only because she went up underneath the back end of my car. Well, that my hot muffler pierced her battery and caught her battery acid on fire, and then that flaming battery acid is dripping down into the bumper. Now, what most people don't know is that modern bumpers are full of magnesium. You catch magnesium on fire, it explodes. So they've moved the batteries away from the bumpers to lessen the chance of that. That's one of the reasons, not the only reason, but that's one of the reasons.
What do you mean, Greg? Fuel tanks in the wrong place? What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't get that either. On the GMC Sierra that I used to drive, it wasn't mine, but I would drive it sometimes. I would borrow it. It had 2 fuel tanks and 4-wheel drive. And they were both underneath the truck, so I don't know where else you're supposed to put it on a 4-wheel drive. Behind the seat like an old-fashioned truck?
Mine is literally right underneath my bed.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I get what he's saying. It's hanging too low for a 4-wheel drive because he needs to be able to off-road with it. So
Gotcha.
it should,
But
yeah.
normally they're more made out of heavy-duty material, so you won't puncture it.
I do prefer them to be recessed up between the rails and have a skid plate welded over them if they're going to be, if I'm going to go serious off-roading, because, you know, stuff happens. So, Greg, you said download complete. Does that mean you're jumping on here tonight, or is that just for next week? In a tractor, Richard?
I'm going to have to change the dang key binding.
Key binding for the push to talk?
No, to put my car handbrake on
Well, just don't.
for the tractor. I'm too used to hitting semicolon for push to talk.
Greg says incoming, so sounds like we're gonna have a sync here shortly.
Did you get a transport percentage completion when I did that?
I was not paying attention. I was watching where my alignment was for driving the combine.
Okay. Because it didn't pop up for me, so I just had no idea.
Where did you take it? Because
Where I'm supposed to, because it won't accept it anywhere else.
yeah, actually it will. It will sell it elsewhere, and that's the problem. But I didn't. Our
Oh, no.
our
I
money
went down
hasn't.
to the... I went down to the exclamation point, so...
Okay, our money hasn't gone up, so. A tractor in the field, Richard. On GPS, they're going to give you a ticket? I don't believe that at all. Now, if you're on the road, of course.
I think it's time for me to get the mod folder switcheroo thingy.
Yeah? It's really worth having.
Well, I have too many things now. Too many different mod folders that I switch in between. Started doing the Farmers Only Club.
Oh no, not you too.
Yep. It's actually kind of fun. I enjoy it.
Everybody's jumping onto that bandwagon.
I do it in between when I have nothing to do on my farm.
Well, now you've got this that you can come on to, though.
Droppy drop.
It's funny, I just noticed that my meter read 0 for the regular chamber, and I only had stuff in the pre-fill. Right as you were saying droppy drop, and I'm like, oh, okay, I can drop it now.
I was like, you haven't noticed any other time.
But since the last time you pestered me, I've been trying to actually glance down at it every now and then.
Hey, I was going to try and steal that sucker off the back end of you.
I'll let you try to steal the next one. How's that sound? I don't think it actually lets you, though.
Already.
Yeah, it didn't let you,
no,
did
it won't work. I tried.
Yeah. Oh, I got it now, Richard. Okay. He was telling me about the fines for that because of the story about the chick rear-ending me because she was on her phone. Yeah.
What does the 6 points mean, though? I'm kind of confused on that one.
You guys don't have points on your license in Minnesota?
No? What the hell does that mean?
In Michigan, your license is worth 12 points. If you get 12 points on your license, you automatically lose it. You can lose it if the judge says so also, but at 12 points, it's just gone. So 6 points is half of your license. It can get a restricted license at that point, depending on what the judge decides, which means you can only drive back and forth to work and stuff like that. But each infraction is worth a set number of points, so that the judge can't arbitrarily say you lose your license. If you don't have 12 or more on there, he has to have a really good reason to take your license away.
So is drunk driving an automatic 12?
There's 2 different levels of drunk driving in Michigan. I believe one is 6 and one is 12, but I don't know that's true for sure anymore. I'd have to look it up. I just solved that problem by never drinking and driving. I drink at home.
Well, yeah. No, yeah, I would never drink and drive. I was just wondering because that's all new to me because, yeah.
I mean, typically
so is
with
it any traffic violation then?
Yep. Anything other than minor. If you like roll through a stop sign, if you slow down almost all the way to basically a stop, that's no points. It's just a civil infraction. But if you like full speed run a red light, okay, I'm gonna start over on that because of the lag. I assume I got all distorted.
Yes, you did.
So for a stop sign, if you roll slowly through a stop sign without coming to complete stop, it's a civil infraction, no points. But if you blow through it at speed, that's points. It's minimum 2 points, but it's more likely to be 4 because you're more likely going to hit with at least careless driving. It might also be 6 because they might hit you with reckless driving. It depends on how the cop is feeling that day. And
So they must go for speeding too, then.
Yep. Speeding, if they write you for 5 over, it's no points. If they write you for 10 over, it's 2 points. And I think it goes up by 2 points for every 5 miles above the speed limit after that.
Interesting.
And yet people are still doing 90 in a 70 on the expressway all the time.
I will just stay in my state. I'm fine with that.
Or you could just obey the speed limit.
That's suggestions.
You're one of those.
Hey, I don't go that much over, okay?
Well, see, most cops aren't even going to pull you over if you're only going 5 over the speed limit, so. But if you're one of those people that's doing 90 and 70 on the expressway, look out, they're after you.
I've got a truck. I can't go that high speed.
Well, and a lot of our expressways aren't 70 anymore either, they're 75. So instead of going up to 95, the people who were doing 90 in the 70 are now doing 100 in the 75. It's like, you
That's
reckless
ridiculous.
sumbitch.
What, Jonathan? It's 80 in North and South Dakota. That's the highest I've ever seen a speed limit.
Through the D, do you mean Detroit by that? That's what a lot of people call Detroit, is the D.
Ah.
And no, it's definitely not 90, but I get your sarcasm, and I agree with you 100%. April in the D coming up. Too bad we're not going into the playoffs this year for hockey.
Yeah, you guys got killed by my team.
Shut up. Wasn't just your team. But it sure didn't help.
I mean, both games you played against us, you got killed.
I don't even want to talk about it. Or the 10-2 the other day. I think that was against the Avalanche.
Ouch.
Yeah. I cried a little. I couldn't even finish watching the game. It's like, we scored the first goal, and it just went downhill from there. And when it was like, I think it was 7-1 or 7-2, I was like, all right, it's the third period. The odds of us coming back at this point are slim and none, and Slim's walking out the door right now. I'm tired. I'm just going to bed. I can't finish watching this. You grew up there, Jonathan. Okay. Actual Detroit or one of the burbs? I lived in Hamtramck for a while when I was a kid. Hated it there. It was freaking scary. Walked from my place down to the local park, which was 3 blocks away. I went home very quickly because I saw one dude stab another dude in the eye with a syringe. Hamtramck is a shithole.
Isn't all of Detroit a shithole right now?
Most of it, yeah. Oh, really, Alexander? I'm supposed to pull away with your tire? You're barking at me? I had to go to Ypsilanti a lot when I was driving truck because my company rented 9 parking spaces there to as a drop yard. I thought Greg said incoming.
So did I.
I'm so confused because he dropped off of chat after that, but he hasn't been in here. Yep, I can tell you're from the Detroit area because you actually spelled Hamtramck right. Nobody gets that Polackville correct. And it is a Polackville. The guy my mom was dating that caused us to live there was a Polish guy. And no, I'm not being prejudiced against the Poles. I don't have any problem with the Poles.
And Richard, smoke and fly is still illegal. So, yeah. Just saying.
I don't think he meant smoke while flying. At least I hope not. I took it more as he meant flying while high.
I don't know. He said smoke and fly. That's smoke and fly.
Yes. I chose to interpret it, I guess. Oh, you can still get some really good punch keys there, Jonathan.
Drop, drop.
Sure, I just looked a minute ago and it wasn't ready yet. There it goes. I was gonna say I pushed the button 3 times and it wouldn't drop it. I don't know if everybody else in the chat knows what punch keys are, but they're a type of Polish. They're kind of like a donut, a jelly-filled donut. They're really freaking good. And getting them in Hamtramck from actual Polish people was the best you could get in the entire state. You can't just say correct, Richard. Which one of us is correct?
Right? We both had 2 different interpretations of that.
Also, you can smoke while flying in a private plane. But if you've got enough money for a private plane, I hate you right now. Oh, can I have a box that's half and half, Jonathan? I mean, I prefer the lemon, but the raspberry's really good.
Detroit's still considered to be bankrupt, right?
I have no idea. I avoid Detroit as much as possible. I don't read about it. I don't listen to their news. I don't care. It's the arsehole of Michigan.
See, I've only gone to the UP.
Well, see, you've gone to the best part.
Yeah, skiing and snowboarding. Where else would I go in Michigan for that?
There's a couple places in the northern lower peninsula that are good, like Crystal Mountain. Shoosh Mountain also is pretty good.
See, I don't think that it compares to the UP or the northern shore of Minnesota, so yeah.
Well, you're probably correct there, but shut up! don't get to go to the UP very often. And the next time I go is going to be for my grandpa's memorial service, so...
See, I haven't been to the UP in like 10 years now, but yeah, back when I was skiing and snowboarding all the time.
Well, my mom used to have a camper up on family-owned property up there, but I don't know what happened. I don't know, because there's been kind of a falling out in my mom's side of the family, because of my step-grandmother, basically. And I don't know if possibly it was owned by one of her half-siblings or what, but yeah. She brought her camper home and hasn't talked about the UP property since, so I don't know what happened. Apparently I was right on what Richard meant, and that he was joking.
And if he wants to do the joking side, you can technically drink and fly too then.
You can actually drink while flying.
True. Very true. I've done that multiple times.
I did not.
I'm afraid of heights, okay? I need something.
I am so not afraid of heights. I love to fly. Alexander, your breath smells like poop. Your breath smells like poop, sir.
Alright, where's this Greg character?
I don't know. I'm wondering if his internet died when he tried to join. Hey, shh! You can't bark that loud. That will wake Mama up.
Talk about the worst timing ever.
Let me guess, you were just taking a drink?
He literally lost power after he said incoming.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I wonder if he said something in Discord.
That stinks. Alexander, you gotta calm down a little bit, puppy. Just a little
No.
bit.
Jonathan, when you say up north, is this really up north? Or are we just talking about going like an hour out of town?
Well, I think he's referring to comparing to my mom's place, her campers, so.
I know, but I'm wondering what he means by up north.
Well, considering the context, I'm assuming he really means up north. At least up north of the thumb. Whether he's actually gone to the UP or not.
See, when you tell me up north, I'm going like 4 hours up north.
Yeah. Me too. Because I would go to the UP.
And I'm still like 2 to 3 hours away from the Canadian border.
Oh, Minnesota's not that big.
Actually it is, depending on what part of the state you're in.
There ain't no way you're 6 hours north-south. I don't believe it.
Yeah, we are, actually.
I don't believe it, man.
Because it takes me from where I'm at in Minnesota, it takes me 3 hours to get to Iowa. And it takes me 3 hours to get to Red Lake, and Red Lake's not even on the border.
I just don't believe it. How fast are you driving?
Don't really want to say. Honest.
Okay, more accurately, what was the speed limit you were driving through?
Speed limit would be 60 the majority of the way.
Okay, so you were doing 70.
somewhere in there. Here, I will tell you.
I find it hard to believe that state is that long north to south unless you're going on an angle.
Okay, so from where I'm at currently, which is my girlfriend's apartment, which she's only 7 miles away from my house, it's 228 miles to Red Lake. Red Lake's not the border yet, just north of Bemidji. So that's a 4-hour drive.
Richard says you're doing 90.
No, I'm normally hauling something with me when I go to Red Lake, so 90 is not possible.
Boat
Uh,
or camper?
my buddy's towing his ice castle, and I'm towing the firework equipment.
Oh, fireworks, fun. Oh crap, it's 10 o'clock. That's half an hour longer than I had planned on streaming already. I guess when we get to the top end here, when I get to the top end, I'm gonna call it a night. Or maybe I'll come back down to the bottom end. Yeah, I'll come back down to the bottom end. And then call it a night. It's up to you whether you want to just keep playing by yourself or whether you just want to leave it for another time.
So, do you know where Lake of the Woods is in Minnesota?
I know of it. I don't know where it is, though.
It's in that little peak of Minnesota that sticks up into Canada.
Okay.
So to the south end of that lake, it's 5.5 hours.
Wow.
That's the south end of that lake. That's not on the northern end of the lake, which takes another like hour and a half to get to.
I guess maybe I should believe it because of how long it would take me to get from Ypsilanti up through the UP over to the border with Wisconsin.
Minnesota's a much longer state than what people think it is.
Well, you gotta remember, the only place I've really been is Mankato.
Yeah, southern end of the state.
Although I've driven up past Minneapolis on my way through to get back to Wisconsin.
So Mankato's almost a north and south straight shot up, and it's 7 hours.
Wow.
381 miles.
Alright, Alexander, that's enough. You crazy pup. What? Are you trying to tell me it's bedtime? Every night at 10 o'clock, he's like, come on, Dad. Come on, Dad, it's bedtime. Awesome. I was able to complete another one at least.
Yay, I can go drop these ones off, and once you're done, call it the night with you.
Actually, I would like to see if it does pop up anything for completion when you go drop them off.
Okay, it doesn't take me that long to get there.
Well, just let me know when you're about to, so that I can watch for it. Ooh.
Sorry, had a big leg there.
Me too.
Alright, I'm pulling up to the subway.
Alright. I'm just hanging out watching now.
They're off my trailer.
And I saw nothing. Interesting. Well, next time you get ready to deliver a load, check the contract screen's percentage, deliver the load, and then check the percentage again. If you're going to keep going tonight, that is. Boy, there's a lot of that field left. I am surprised that there's no contract up for 16. Ooh, there's one for 18 though. I'm going to accept that. Well, borrow the items for that. Cool. And I forgot that I turned my push to talk back on, and you didn't hear a word I just said.
Nope, because I turned the volume up on your stream late.
Yeah, I'm a dork. So I said that next time a load gets delivered, we'll have to check the contract completion percentage before and after. And then I said that I'm borrowing the equipment to harvest field 18 as well. And I don't know if you're going to stay on and keep going. It's up to you. But either way, have a good night.
You too, sir. Have a good night.
Before I go, though, I am making you a farm manager. Just don't spend the money, because it'll be for the harvester once I get the harvester mod added. All right, everybody out there in Streamland, thank you for stopping by. And I hope you all have a good evening, and I will see you on the next one. I'm going to try to play this tomorrow on my lunch break at work to get some more accomplished. So keep an eye out for a pop-up stream. I promise nothing, though. All right, have a good night, everybody, and I'll see you on the next